I'm here with Christie Grandbois, who's the Director of Technology Engagement and Adoption at RBC Wealth Management in the US. Christie, tell us about you and your job.
I have been working at RBC for about 19 years now, which is a really long time, in my opinion. My current role is Director of Technology Engagement and Adoption. And interestingly, I started off at a nonprofit working in finance, became a financial advisor for several years, not at RBC, joined RBC, and I still chuckle at the fact that technology is in my title because I do not have a technology background. My departments include technology training, which is pretty straightforward. We go out and help teach everyone how to use technology. Another department I have is learning design and development. So it's how do we embed training within systems to make it easy to learn if it's a task or give me a tip or whatever it may be. And then a third group is around user experience. So we sit in projects and we talk about how should this be built. And I kind of make a joke, dumb it down to me. I was a financial advisor. Make this easy to use, use the right terms, that type of thing. So we built out a team of people who actually have experience on that side who can sit with IT and talk about how we build out projects.
Christie, tell us about a project you're working on that you find really exciting.
So for the past few years, we have made a significant investment in our technology and really have been in, I would say a transformation. We rolled out Salesforce as our new client relationship management tool, but also becoming our integrated desktop, which means this is where we'll launch almost everything you do all day long versus having maybe multiple different applications open. And that was just the beginning phase. And what we've been doing is then adding new technology that launches from that, like digital account opening. The one we're working on right now that we're going to be introducing to our advisors early next year is a client reporting platform. This platform, everything's at their fingertips. And the whole goal is how do we make it easier for our advisors, their support staff to work with our clients, get them information right away, be more efficient so they can really focus on the important things they're doing, which is helping our clients meet their goals.
Can you describe the company culture?
There's a couple things that always come to mind when I think about our culture. Number one, I guess I would say I'm a risk taker, even though I don't necessarily jump out of airplanes or anything. But, RBC always seemed fiscally conservative to me. And, when I was younger, I was like, oh, come on, let us take some more risks and whatnot. But then when things happened, like in 2008, 2009, with the financial crash, RBC was not in the news. RBC did not need to be bailed out. And, I look back and then I look at the practices since then, again, around fiscal conservatism, and it's really mattered. Reputationally, it's made a big difference when you look at RBC. It's still a name that's getting known in the US, but things like that make, a big difference. And maybe it's important to know, gosh, they weren't in the news at certain times. The other part I like about RBC is here, words like diversity and inclusion. It is what we stand by. I see it every day in how we hire, how we go out and recruit people to consider joining RBC. A lot of people get nervous when they hear the words finance or technology. And I think, we need people from all different backgrounds to be successful, all different viewpoints. Again, I don't have a technology background. I do have finance, but it works.
What's your favorite thing about RBC?
I love the people I work with. I have, a great group of people, and not only within my department, but relationships just across the organization outside of the US. So, RBC is based out of Toronto. I've met a lot of counterparts up there where we've shared how we do things and whatnot. And then again, all the way back to who I work with here. And with the pandemic, it really has made a difference of all of a sudden you don't have those conversations in person. And I will tell you, at first, we missed it so much. And that showed how deep of relationships we had. And we all started figuring out ways to do that. How do I, we were popping up pictures on WebEx or, taking our laptop and showing our animals, that type of thing. And, it is so important. The other thing I would say is I mentioned diversity, inclusiveness. And the other thing I would mention about RBC is work-life balance and what it provides us, in all different stages of life.
So, how do you handle work life balance?
When I started RBC, I was just beginning a family. And, I will tell you over the years, some of the things I've seen that are so important are things like maternity leave, paternity leave, but also what if you have a parent who needs help? We've had someone on our team whose child was diagnosed with cancer. Those are extreme cases, right? Not even just the, hey, my child has a concert tonight or whatever it may be. But, I've worked at RBC a long time. We always make it work. Talking about the people I work with, how caring people are, people step up and help it's really been amazing, the work life balance. And I know that, with my leaders, with my staff, that if something comes up, they'll help take care of things for me if need be. And to have that kind of relief, especially when you're in times that you just don't even know what could happen next, that's really important. That takes a lot of stress off. And I would say in particular, another part with the pandemic is we've had a big focus on mental health. If we're not healthy mentally, we're not going to do well in our jobs. And so we've talked a lot about that at RBC on how do we help make sure people are taking care of themselves and providing them the resources. That's just another really important component to work life balance.
So, Christy, what's the top piece of advice you give to women who are thinking about working at RBC?
And my advice would be number one, show up and work hard. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And then don't be afraid to take a risk. Take on a new opportunity, even if you're like, oh, I'm not sure. Be willing to do that. I look back and I don't even think I realized I was doing it at the time. But I look back and I'm like, still, it's amazing. I'm working in, I guess you would call the technology side of the business now. I was able to kind of follow what interested me by raising my hand for projects, by, willing to, take on a little extra, whatever it may be, to then have those opportunities come. So I can't say I ever thought I would have worked here as long as I have. And I think it is because it's a firm that really invests in its people and provides those opportunities.